Hey everyone, last Friday I gave you a problem and it was called how many eggs, and I just thought I'd give you an explanation as to how I might find the answer, because I did look through a lot of your working out. Many of you used good strategies, I thought, to solve the problem. Most of you got the correct answer, which I was pretty happy with. Some of you looked at other people's working out just to see how yours went in comparison to that, which I thought was good too. But I think it's time that we now find out what the actual answer is. So you can see on the screen here, I have got the problem, and very simple question. We want to know how many eggs are in that stack there. The first thing I noticed that a few people did wrong was they didn't actually read the question properly. The question is asking how many eggs. It is not asking how many cartons. And I think I got maybe 2 people, maybe 3 people in the class that actually answered the amount of cartons that were there, not the amount of eggs like we were looking for. So, how would I go about solving the problem? First thing I noticed is that each row has 3 cartons each. So there are 3 cartons per row. I've also noticed, doing a quick count, that there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 rows. So there are 16 rows of 3 cartons. So, to find out the amount of cartons there are altogether, all I need to do is 3 times 16. 3 times 6 equals 18. 3 times 10 equals 30. 18 plus 30 equals 48. So I know that there are 48 cartons in that stack altogether. And 48 was the answer that I got from a fair few students, because they didn't read the question properly. We're looking for eggs, not cartons, which means there's another step to follow. Now, how many eggs are in each carton? If I look at this carton in the very top corner closely, I'll notice that it is a width of 2 and a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in one carton there is 2 times 6, which equals 12 eggs. So if each of these 48 cartons has 12 eggs each, in order for me to figure out how many eggs there are total, I'll need to do 12 times 48, because there's 12 eggs in each carton. And 48 cartons altogether. And I'm going to use my box method because I find this is a good strategy for me to get accurate answers when I'm doing multiplication. I'm sorry if it's a bit messy. I know that 10 times 40, if I bank those 2 zeros, is going to be 400. I know that 2 lots of 40 is 80. I know that 8 lots of 10 is 80. And I know that 2 lots of 8 is 16. If I add my two 80s together, I know that's 160. If I then add the 400 onto that, that will get me up to 560. And then all I need to do is add the 16 onto there, which gives me 576 eggs altogether. Notice how my answer is in eggs, and the question is asking for eggs. That's one strategy I used. I noticed that a few people did their working out in a different order, but still managed to get to 576 just the same. I was particularly impressed with Willow Eckerman, who managed to show 2 completely different strategies that got to the same answer, and therefore proved that she was right. So thank you to those of you that had a crack at that question. Hopefully this video has helped some of you that may have gone wrong with parts of your problem solving. And keep at the maths this week. I've been pretty impressed with some of the working out that you've been doing. Square numbers can be a tricky concept for some, but you're doing a great job. Bye.